Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear piping artist Steph. Happy birthday to you. Howdy, everybody. It is I, your friendly neighborhood skook with a uke, coming at you on this slightly overcast day in Bethlehem to record a VR for Steph's happy birthday giveaway. So, congratulations, Steph, happy birthday, and sorry I missed the VR when it was first posted. I'm glad you put out a reminder because that video totally slipped past me. Don't know how I missed it, but I'm glad that I saw it. So, in your VR, you requested us to answer 4 questions. So I'm going to now do that in the least rambly way possible, hopefully. No promises. So, the first was, how has the world changed for you, more specifically in aspects of technology? And being only 24, I wasn't really raised on technology, but I definitely was more in that generation of kind of transitioning into more easily using technology. But the one thing that I remember from like 8th and 9th grade was the Razor cell phone. It was like a flip phone that was like thin and fit in your pocket really nicely and featured like larger buttons to text. It didn't even have a full keyboard. It was just a cool looking cell phone. That was like the coolest thing when I was a kid. And now smartphones are obviously the way to go. I tried to when my last phone with a keyboard, it was a slidey out one that had a keyboard on it, and I tried to keep it until it broke, and I said, can I just get another one of these with a keyboard? I really like it. I don't like change. And they were like, well, we could get you a pager, or you can transition to a smartphone. And I was like, all right, I'll bite the bullet. So that's kind of the biggest tech thing, that and the fact that when you were in middle school, when I was in middle school and you had to do any kind of research project, you had to do it at the school library or come home and hope that mom wasn't going to make a phone call because you couldn't use the phone and the computer at the same time. So those are my 2 big tech things that have changed. What is your favorite quote and why? I've got a lot of quotes that I really like, but I would say currently my favorite one is preach the gospel and if necessary use words, and that is assigned to Francis Assisi, I think is how you say his name. And I really just like that as somebody that's kind of going into ministry. I have got a lot of conversations with people about religion, and I don't like walk around with a big like billboard on my back that says, you know, come talk to me, I like talking about Jesus. But it seems to be that whatever I'm doing and emoting and kind of the life that I lead always ends up in these really great conversations, and it's totally just spirit-led. So I think that that's kind of my favorite quote right now, and pretty much anything from the Chronicles of Narnia. So we have nothing if not faith from Reepicheep is always another one of my favorites. So next question 3, what is your favorite song and is it different from when you were younger? So my favorite song when I was a kid and still one of my favorites is Who Put the Bomp? You know, like who put the bomp in the bomp bomp. So it was just a really good, fun song that I always liked, you know, listening to the good old classics with my grandparents. And so it's one of those songs that I've always enjoyed, and it always brings a smile to my face. And I actually got to like lip sync it in a competition last year, so it was pretty fun. It holds a special place in my heart. And currently my favorite song is Man Burning by Josh Ritter. And one of the lines from that is, don't stand too close to me, don't be another tragedy, I've burned everybody who's had a hand to lend, the man burning at both ends. And so it's kind of always a reminder of like, check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of thing. And it's a really good song to play on banjo also, in my personal opinion. I may be biased. And then 4th, what is your favorite book? And so I thought I'd answer this kind of like the song question. My favorite book when I was in high school was Catcher in the Rye and The Shack, kind of like a dual favorite, like 2 favorites kind of thing. And I still read The Catcher in the Rye each Christmas because it's kind of a Christmas book, in my opinion anyway. And it's just one of those books that like J.D. Salinger just gets at the heart of humanity, I feel, and those kinds of books where it makes you look at yourself and look at yourself in the abstract of the unanimity, I guess. That's not the word I'm looking for, but like how we all share these human experiences that shape and hurt and mold, and you can kind of stay in a place of being alone, or you can join in the choir. It almost kind of reminds me of like the Psalms. Like it speaks to this like greater truth of humanity, and so it's just always been one of my favorites. And I love The Shack because it's definitely one of those theological books that kind of makes you think. And I say it's theological even though it's I think it's more like religious fiction or something, but it's always kind of made me think, and now that it's a movie, I feel like it's going to be even more accessible for people, so I thought I'd mention both of those. But right now, with all of the school stuff that I'm reading, and I mean, just saying the Bible would be a cop-out, so in my free reading, like my free time kind of joy reading, I kind of just binge genres and flux between things. So currently I'm reading the Patricia Briggs Mercy Thompson series, and I think I'm in like the 6th or 7th book for that, and so I just kind of go through like, oh man, I'm really feeling like some sci-fi, so I'll just like binge sci-fi for a while, or oh man, I'm really digging some historical nonfiction, so you just go and get all the autobiographies or whatever. So that is my 4 answers to the questions for Steph's VR. Hopefully that was the least amount of rambly that I could be. Happy birthday, congratulations, and keep on rocking, because I love your videos, and you're just great. So there, have a good one to everybody else.